Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about button event handling in Java. First, we are going to look what is AWT. AWT stands for Abstract Window Toolkit, which is an application program interface for creating graphical user interface in Java. It allows Java programmers to develop window-based applications. AWT provides various components like button, label, checkbox, etc. used as objects inside a Java program. Now we are going to look about event. An event is one of the most important concepts in Java. The change in the state of an object or behavior by performing actions is referred to as an event in Java. Actions include button click, key press, page scrolling, or cursor movement. We can classify the events in following two categories: foreground events and background events. Foreground events are those events that require user interaction to generate. In order to generate these foreground events, the user interacts with components in GUI. When a user clicks on a button, moves the cursor, and scrolls the scroll bar, an event will be fired. Background events are events that do not require any user interaction. Those events automatically generate in the background. OS failure, OS interrupts, operation completion, etc. are examples of background events. The Java.awt package is the main package of the AWT or Abstract Window Toolkit. It contains classes for graphics, including the Java 2D graphics capabilities introduced in Java 2 platform, and also defines the basic graphical user interface framework for Java. The Java AWT event package defines classes and interfaces used for event handling in the AWT and Swing. Now we are going to discuss about button event handling. A button is basically a control component with a label that generates an event when pushed. The button class is used to create a labeled button that has performed independent implementation. The application result in some actions when the button is pushed. When we press a button and release it, AWT sends an instance of action event to that button by calling process event on the button. The process event method of button receives all the events, then it passes an action event by calling its own method process action event. This method passes the action event to the action listeners that are interested in the action events generated by the button. To perform an action on a button being pressed and released, the action listener interface needs to be implemented. The registered new listener can receive events from button by calling add action listener method of the button. The Java application can use the button's action command as a messaging protocol. The syntax of button class is public class button extends component implements accessible. There are two button class constructors. First one, it constructs a new button with an empty string that it has no label. Button string text, it constructs a new button with given string as its label. Here is an example of a button event handling, and this is a sample output.